Hey everybody, it's Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, and this is episode number 87. And today I have a returning guest, a top producing real estate agent that's been in real estate for a while. But let's start off by getting the advertisements out of the way per se. If you are a real estate agent or a vendor that operates in the Fort Bend County area and you want to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com, and we'll be happy to get you on the schedule. And I always say that I can't do the podcast if it's not for my support team, Jennifer Smitis, the area president, Caitlin Cornick, Devaney Devon, Van Wynn, Anna Ditmore, the escrow officers here in the Sugar Land office, and Kate Cannon in the Richmond office, and all of our support staff, assistants, and things like that. So one for you guys, thank you very much. Now let's get started with episode number 87. This is Dowanna Baker. She is a real estate agent in the Fort Bend County area. I also consider her a friend. We work together a lot. We do things for each other. I help her out with some of my classes and things I do. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do and who you're with.
Well, I am Dowanna Baker. I am with Red Real Estate Driven. My broker is Nellie Tatum. I have been in the real estate industry going on 20 years as of June. And I do service the Fort Bend area and surrounding areas. I will go as far as the Woodlands and as far south as, I guess, League City, Galveston. But
No Lake Jackson?
I'll go to Lake Jackson if you.
That's south.
Well, yeah, that is south. That is south. Yeah, I will go as far as Lake Jackson as well. I mean, I've moved around and got to see a lot of different areas in the Houston and surrounding areas when it comes to real estate. So I will move around.
So let's start off by telling everybody a little bit about Dowanna. What you've been an agent for 20 years. What were you doing before you became an agent? I mean, you're only like 28 years old, right?
Yes. So I originally from West Virginia, went to Syracuse University, got my bachelor's degree in nursing. I was working at UTMB up until 2006. I got my license for real estate in 2005. Always had a passion for looking at homes, just like looking at homes for some reason. So I said, well, why not get your real estate license? So I got my license, and because my husband worked out of town a lot, I thought it would be a great idea to be able to be at home with my son and still be able to do real estate at my own time, my own pace. So real estate has allowed me to do that, be a little bit more flexible, be a mom, be a stay-at-home mom with my boys. So that's how I got in real estate.
And you got in real estate. Was it the right decision?
I do believe it was the right decision. I mean, it's afforded me the opportunity again to be with my family and friends on my own terms. I don't have to be at anyone's actual schedule or anything like that. And I love helping people. So nursing, real estate, I think go hand in hand. So I'm always trying to help people.
You have the mentality for it, so the heart for it.
I do.
Yeah. So, and obviously if you've been around for 20 years doing it, then it was the right decision. So tell everybody a little bit about when I say what kind of agent are you, what I mean by that is what kind of client do you like to help? Are you more of a buyer's agent, a seller's agent, investor's agent?
It's so funny. I love helping buyers. I really, really do. I love helping buyers. I love to see when they go into a home and they're like, hey, this is the home for me. And their face light up and they're like, oh, I found my dream home. I love helping buyers. But lately, I have been trying to help more sellers and getting them to understand that the market has changed over the years. And, you can't listen to everything that's out, in the news about, you can get $1 gazillion for your home, especially if you don't have your home prepared to be on the market. You can go buy a brand new home for just the same amount of price that you would pay for a resale. Yeah. So they have to be very careful of, how they're marketing their home and getting their home ready for sale. And a lot of sellers, I've noticed, don't really like people telling them like, okay, this is not going to sell for that because you got to do some work. So, but I'm that honest Abe that I'm going to say, hey, this is what you need to do to get your house prepared to sell and maximize, your dollars, to get top dollar for your home.
Right.
So I've been leaning a little bit with helping with sale of some homes, but I really do like helping buyers more.
And what do you think about it, today's market as far as is it a seller's market or a buyer's market?
I don't think it's either one because it's a very tricky situation. You have sellers that are trying to sell their house for the maximum dollars, but you also have buyers that's trying to buy, but with the interest rates and the insurance premiums, it's kind of hard for them to buy a house and stay within that budget. So I think it's not, I think it's an even. It's not about buyers or a seller's market. I really do believe it's an even market. And anything could happen. That seller might want to really sell and might want to help that buyer and, to get into that home and make that their dream home. But then you have those sellers that, they really do want that max amount of money. And some of the buyers just really cannot afford to buy that right now.
Yeah, you mentioned something that was going to be my next question, which was, what are some of the roadblocks right now for people getting into homes, whether they're buying a new one or a resale? And the answer is insurance is just
insurance is so ridiculous. Like, it is so many people. I've ran into so many people, and they're like, man, I can't afford my house anymore because the insurance premiums have went up so much. I think people have died down with the whole thing, interest rates, because interest rates are what they are. And I think they've realized, okay, I could still buy a home with the 5 and the 6 because back in the day, interest rates were even higher than that. So, I think people got very used to that 2s and 3s and, you can buy this big old home for this little payment. But I think they realize it's okay. And what's really killing them right now is the insurance and some taxes. I know legislation have given us that break on the $100,000, but we're hoping that they can get it increased a little bit more. But other than that, taxes and insurance is what's the biggest
I've been saying for years, because as far as the interest rates goes, I've been in the same house since 2004. And when I bought my house in 2004, I was at 12. So people say 6.5 is too high. No, it's not. It's excellent, actually.
Yeah.
It's where it should be, where it needs to be. But I've also been saying for years that if insurance, the industry and the companies don't figure out how to lower premiums, they're going to start insuring people out of their houses. And
that is what's happening.
And it's what's happening right now.
That is actually what's happening right now. There's a lot of people who don't have insurance. They just cannot afford to pay for the insurance, whether it's car or home insurance. So that is what's pricing people out of homes. And especially if you're trying to buy a newer home or a more expensive home, that insurance premium is very high.
It's very high. And if you have a mortgage on the house, then you have to have insurance.
Yes, you do.
Or they're going to send you their insurance bill,
which is even higher.
Exactly. It's like, you didn't buy insurance, so shame on you, and we're going to charge you 30% more.
That part.
So let's get off the negative stuff and turn it around a little bit. Talk a little bit about, you've been an agent for 20 years, okay? Obviously, you get your leads and you get business from your sphere and your circle or anything. Are there any other ways that you've been getting leads? Any other way you've been marketing your business?
Really just word of mouth and a lot of referrals. A lot of people that I do help are referrals. Repeat clients, referrals, people I've met in different walks of life, whether it's in my nursing career or going to a basketball game for my son or college, but just more so referrals. I want to do better with social media and really getting myself out there and like rebranding myself to try to get more buyers. So that's been my focus, or that will be my focus this year.
We got to get you back on my calendar.
Oh yeah, I definitely got to get back on the calendar for that. But that's what I really want to do, and I really feel like I'm kind of scared about getting on social media because it's so much, and I don't want to get lost, or don't want anybody to get lost and just scrolling because you can't get lost in doing that. So that's been one of my drawbacks about getting on social media and putting myself out there. I'm not so worried about the video content part of it because, it is what it is. They said, you make the video, just do your raw, authentic video. Don't keep on repeating yourself over and over again. So I'm okay with that part. But just getting on social media and finding the time to actually put it out there I think is my biggest problem.
The key to marketing is not what you're doing and not what people think about what you're doing. It's consistency.
That's true.
Don't stop doing what you're doing, because when you stop doing what you're doing, then now you don't have any way for anybody to know who you are.
That's true.
And so whatever you decide to do in the future, whether it's with me or anybody else or whatever you do it 10,000 times.
I got you.
Okay, people ask me what's the secret to it. There is none. It's not rocket science. If you decide to have a billboard up on I-10, don't ever take it down. Okay, if you decide to do videos for social media,
don't stop.
Don't stop posting them 3 times a day. Okay, that's the key to it. Other than videos, is there anything else that you would like to do in the future that you're not doing now?
I would like to do a little bit more community engagement, so people can, more community engagement, meaning that I can educate the people in the community all the avenues about home ownership, even those folks that are already homeowners, but what can you do to reduce taxes? If you need someone to help with painting and air conditioning and stuff like that, just giving them resources about being a homeowner. And also, like I said, giving more education to those folks that want to buy a home, but that's scared to buy a home, that's on the ledge. So I want to do probably a little bit more community engagement, maybe put on some seminars or collaborate with somebody else for us to get a group of people to come random. It doesn't have to be anybody that I actually know, but just random people that really just need, or I ain't gonna say random, a demographic of people or an area of people, or, an area, take a selected area and, educate that area on, what you can do via home ownership. Because I noticed there's a lot of people that's still renting, and rental rates are high.
Ridiculous.
The average rent going on right now, I was looking at something at HAR, is like $2,200, $2,300, the average rent for a single family home. And that's a lot.
That's huge. I mean, that's more than twice what I'm paying my mortgage on.
And I was going to say that same thing. That's a mortgage payment. So if you're paying somebody $2,300 to release their home, you can actually purchase your own home for that price.
So leading into educating people and helping people and things like that, you are also part of the Women's Council of Realtors, right?
I am. I used to be the president for Women's Council Realtors Fort Bend in 2022. Now I currently hold one of the district vice president positions. There's 7 of us, and I cover the Bay Area, Greater West Houston, which is 290, Cypress, Katy, the northern part of Katy, and I do Cameron County, which is Harlingen, Brownsville, South Padre Island. So I am responsible for those 3 networks, making sure that they are in compliance, and if they need any support with getting members and helping.
Would you ever have to go down to Harlingen and Corpus Christi?
You know what? I went to Harlingen for the first time in January for their installation. Last month.
Really?
For the first time ever.
Did you fly or drive?
I flew. I flew.
Because that's a long drive.
No, I wasn't going to drive. Yeah. I flew. Actually, I flew in that night and left the next morning. I wish I had more time. I met a really nice lady who was my Uber driver, and she ended up coming back to pick me up the next morning. Really nice lady. She's actually from the Lake Jackson area, and she moved to Brownsville, Harlingen area because she said it was a little bit cheaper down there. She went to go take care of her mom and end up staying, and she said she loved it down there. So just to say, always connecting, meeting people. So I really enjoyed it. I definitely want to go back. I've never been to South Padre Island, so that would be an opportunity for me to go back and see that area.
Well, when you do go down there, just put me in your suitcase.
Okay.
You don't have to tell anybody they're there. I'll get out, do my thing, and then when you're ready to leave, just text me, and I'll get.
We
back
might
in.
have to get on one of those Southwest flights. The $59.
But South Padre Island's not that far. That's only like 3 hours from here.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
Harlingen's like 8, but South Padre is only like 3.
It didn't seem like it was that far.
Yeah, it's pretty good drive. It's
Okay.
pretty good drive. So
I'm not driving it, so.
I'll sit in the back seat and you just drive.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell everybody about WCR.
So Women's Council, and it's not just for women. So we take men as well. But Women's Council is a network of successful realtors, servicing their communities, and they focus on education, network, referral, and leadership training. Great opportunity. I learned so much being in Women's Council. I've met some wonderful people, made connections from all over the world. So really just love the organization. I love what it stands for and what it can be and the potential it has for more growth. So I really like Women's Council.
And why should an agent join?
I believe an agent should join. Like, I wish I would have joined. I did join younger in my career. I didn't mean to say younger, earlier in my career. Earlier in my career, but I didn't see the value of it at the time. Mm-hmm. And each network is different. So depending on what network and what they got going on, you might not see the value in it. But then when I rejoined in 2017, I saw the value in all of the good things that was coming out of it. All the education referrals, all the different tidbits of how to market your business, and, the collaboration with other realtors and whatnot. So that part of it I really enjoy, and the educational piece, because you get a lot of education. Like yesterday they had their WISE conference, and they had 4 great speakers. They talked about anything about, you can do it, stop doubting yourself, to business planning. Mm-hmm. So just gave you a whole different perspective on how to craft your business, how to, make yourself a better person, and whether it's in real estate or in your personal life. So I really enjoy Women's Council, and I was able to find out information that I wish I would have learned about the Texas Realtors, HAR, NAR, the importance of being a tree pack investor, just all the things that has to do with real estate. So it's a little gateway to get your feet wet and to see what's really going on in our real estate industry. Mm-hmm. So I would tell anybody to join. And the referral, there's some agents who that's all they do is do referrals with Women's Council. I spoke to somebody like this past week, and she said she gained an extra $15,000 in commissions because she did referrals back and forth mm-hmm. with people just in Women's Council. So that alone will cover your dues, because the dues are like $235 a year, but that alone will cover your dues and all the other perks. They give you discounts for budget, Home Depot, Office Depot, the 1-800-FLORIST and all that. And then they just rolled out a prescription card. So there's a lot of different things, perks that you can get from just being in Women's Council.
Education, networking, referrals, discounts, all kinds of stuff.
That part.
Plus you get to meet people that you wouldn't otherwise meet if you weren't
that's
in
true.
it.
That's true.
And, that's very important. Just from my experience of being in different networking groups and organizations, $235 a year is cheap. So join.
That part.
That's not expensive at all.
No, it's not. It's not.
So tell everybody, as we wrap up the podcast, if someone contacts you for real estate and you never met them, they never met you before, it's their first real estate transaction, what can they expect from you on the first initial meeting?
What they can expect from me is that I'm going to be very caring. I'm going to hold their hand all the way through the process. So I will definitely educate them. I will tell them exactly how I do business, how I expect to do business, you know, be tentative to their needs. Like, I'm going to be listening and actively writing, like, okay, this is what I want, this is how I want. And then I will get back with them, you know, in a timely manner to say, okay, here, this is what I found. This is how I'm, you know, when can we meet, so I can make sure that I understand your needs and what you need, you know, as far as looking for a house or selling your house. So
very transparent.
Very transparent. Very transparent. I want them just to know that that you can call me for anything. No question is a dumb question, because, you know, even though you've bought a house, you know, a homeowner or a buyer could have bought a house before. Real estate has changed. So what you knew about long time ago and what's going on today, it might be different. So don't be afraid to ask the questions that you need to ask about real estate and what's going on in our industry.
Ask every question that comes to your head.
Most definite. Like the client that I was working with today, she's probably bought and sold over 10 to 12 homes. But us going to go looking at a home today, she asked the same questions that she probably asked before. And I'm glad she do ask those questions, because I'm able to tell her, okay, this, and this. Like, she was asking me, like, okay, what do you think we should do here? And what should we do there? And I'm like, that is not as bad as you think it is. So don't sweat, don't fret over the small stuff. So,
and every transaction, every home is different. So even though you ask the same questions, it's for a different transaction, a different property. So they're not the same question.
That's true.
Ask them. So if anybody wants to get a hold of you for real estate or for more information about WCR, how do they get a hold of Dowanna?
So you can reach me at 832-489-5393. That is my cell phone number. And my email address is dbaker@myredrealtor.com. And if you need more information about Women's Council, please go to the website, Women's Council Realtors, the national, or you can go to Women's Council Realtors Fort Bend website. You can follow them on social media. They're on Facebook and on Instagram. And I'm on Facebook as well as Dowanna Baker.
Just on Facebook?
I am just on Facebook.
No Instagram.
No
LinkedIn.
Instagram. I do have a link. I do have a LinkedIn, but I don't really use my LinkedIn. I should probably.
Don't be upset, LinkedIn. We're gonna fix that.
And I'm gonna do a new YouTube channel.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna do a new YouTube channel.
Because if you're gonna do videos, that's where you gotta put those videos.
That's right. That's right. See, look, I'm learning from the best. I'm learning from the best. I'm learning from.
She's trying to impress me because she didn't come to the last meeting, so.
No, but it was all for a good reason.
Yeah,
it's all for a good reason.
So you guys, this is one of the nicest real estate agents that I've ever met. As long as we've known each other, you've always been available to me. She's also a client. You closed some of your deals with me, and we all love her here. She's with the WCR. Whenever they ask me to do something for WCR, I do it. She's just a nice, all-around, classy person that you don't have to be afraid of.
I try to be nice to everybody. I don't think. You know what? I think some people think I'm mean though.
No, those people don't know what they're talking about.
I don't think they know what they're talking about either. Idea. I don't know what they think. I don't know what they're talking about either. I find myself to be a very nice person. I was just telling this to somebody before I came. A lot of people don't know how much I do for other people. And I don't really feel like people should advertise that. I just do things for people. Like before I came here, I stopped. I got a card to congratulate somebody, and they had something on their Facebook page about they started a new job, and they was like, I have a Amazon link, and if you want to help me in my Amazon, can you buy something from there? So I was like, well, I'm not necessarily going to buy anything from there, but I end up buying them an Amazon card, and I stopped today to go get them an extra card so that I can put it in the mail so that they can have it. But a lot of people don't realize I do things like that, but that's the kind of stuff I do.
It's not always about the big things. It's the little things, too,
It
that
is.
you do. So,
it is.
Well, give everybody your phone number one more time.
832-489-5393.
Awesome. Well, you guys, this wraps up episode number 87 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. This is Dowanna Baker. Give her a call. You will not be disappointed. Again, if you are an agent or a vendor and you want to be on the podcast, 832-654-0527. And thank you to Jennifer Smidas, Caitlin Cornick, Devin E. Devin, Van Wynn, Anna Ditmore, and Kate Kennan, and everybody that I work with. And I always say that if you need title services and you're not using Stewart Title Sugarland or Richmond, shame on you. I will find you and call you.
Shame on you.
Bye now. Good job.